572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and to our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe. Welcome to another Hard Drive for today, Wednesday, the 18th of June. I'm Andre Paul, the co-host of the show. To my immediate left is none other than Tony Paul. Tony, good morning.
Good morning with the darkers and all. And to the lady who said that I wear the darkers to hide the eyes, you know what I mean? I figure, okay, it's a holiday tomorrow, so I might as well hide the eyes. In preparation for what's to come.
Oh my gosh, you funny.
Yeah, no man, I just again, it's a show, you know what I mean? Just for sure. That's what it is. I'll take it off any second from now. Yeah, so good morning all and welcome to another Hard Drive for today. Andre said the date and I'm like, yes boy, I'm lost with these dates,
Me too.
They go by so quickly. It's like the 18th, Just the other day we started June and it's the 18th already. Andre, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Tony. And let's say an official good morning to the lovely Keena.
Good morning, Andre Paul. Good morning, Tony Paul. Good morning to the viewers and listeners of Rev-Up St. Lucia, 97.1 FM. Great to have you here again. Mwah.
All right. So, anything you guys want to mention? Just before we came on, Keena was giving me a little story there. Sounded like the kind of stuff that people love to hear about. Would you love to explain them, Keena? Give us a little more information.
We should go and talk about it, really, but just to just add that sometimes we need to be very, very mindful when we see someone out there in maybe uncompromising situations or a difficult situation, and be quick to pull out our phones and record and share it. Mm-hmm. It could be very damaging to that individual and that individual's family. And if you don't have all the evidence, you don't know, just don't go online, commenting, because today is someone else. Tomorrow it might just be a family member. So we need to be very, very mindful of what we share online and the comments we make, because we're not privy to the situation. And even when you're not privy, you don't need to make any comment. Just keep carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Tony, anything you want to mention before we move on?
Not really. Nothing that I could think of. I've been so sort of busy with different things today, so I didn't get a chance to put together anything. So let's rock and roll.
Okay, well, first off, let me say good morning to the folks at the Tommaso Bread Place. And today they have something very, very simple, but I'm sure Keena will love it. It's called chicken pilau.
Oh yeah, I do love it. I wish Yaslin had a brunch in the north though.
I think she has plans to do just that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be so easy.
Yeah, and a delivery service as well.
Oh yeah, the delivery service would be cool with a fee. That would be cool.
Yeah. So it's chicken pilau today at the Tommaso Bread Place. So please go check it out. I think Tony has had it already. I've sampled it. I think you have as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we like to say in St. Lucia, it knockin'.
What does your grandmother say?
Finger cotton.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, right. And of course, the usual CMOS flavors, including coconut, ginger, peanut, and peanut punch, and regular CMOS with flaxseed and chia seeds. It's all happening at the Tommaso Bread Place today. The special chicken pilau. Alrighty. Wonderful. Okay, so let's get into some matters. First and foremost, I understand there's some video again making the rounds. I haven't seen that one involving police officers. Tony, I don't know if you've seen it. Okay, you have. So can you tell us exactly what it is? Because I haven't had a chance to check it out as yet. Either I didn't get it or maybe I didn't open it or something. But the Minister for Crime Prevention is already waiting on this particular issue. It seems as though that police officers are maybe being high-handed in dealing with a particular matter involving, I guess, individuals. I don't know exactly where that happened. So maybe, Tony, since you saw it, you can give us a little more information.
Yeah, I have a bit of a problem in locating areas when I see it on film.
Yeah, me too.
You too?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sometimes I say, but I think I recognize that place,
I thought I was alone.
Yes.
And I was kind of afraid to say it, to people like, oh, how do you mean you don't recognize that?
It happens.
That's right there. And I'm like, okay, where exactly did that happen?
Tony, you're right. I go through the same thing. I say, but I know that place. I know that place.
So, having said that, Andre, I can't really tell you where it is. It looked like somewhere around, let me not even go there. But anyway, these police officers, two of them, were apprehending a person. From what I could see, either the person was, like, had a few drinks, or the person is a bit of, we like to use cripple, but let me say a slight disability the person look like they have, and maybe along with being nice. Whatever the person was doing, the video didn't capture that. They captured when the police were handling him. So the police...
So that's the person with a disability?
Yes. You know, again, it looked like he had where the hand is, like that
okay,
and all of that, and the foot kind of, on the side, that kind of way. So...
Did you recognize that individual?
Absolutely not. Yes,
I think the
not.
minister said on the chaussee or something like that.
Oh, that's what he said? It was on the chaussee road?
Somewhere.
Okay. So they were apprehending him for whatever reason, like I said, whatever he was doing, maybe drunk and, bad behavior, whatever he was doing. But I think that the big thing is the way they handled him. And boy, did they ever handle him. They grabbed him and was kind of like pulling him towards the vehicle to put him in and so on. He fell, and then they grabbed him by the crotch area and just raised him, because he was a small guy, maybe tall but slim, very, very slim. And they grabbed him, the two of them, then they tried to push him in the vehicle. And I didn't see him resisting arrest, but maybe with the drunken state, maybe he was, stumbling, and he didn't, like he was cooperating. Okay, you put me in the vehicle, I'll put my feet in and all of that. He was not doing that. So they were forcefully trying to get him into the vehicle. And that's kind of where it ended. Well, when they realized, like, he came out of when they pushed him in the first time, he came out of the vehicle, whether he slid down or he came out by himself, and they really held him and still kind of threw him into the back of the vehicle. And so that the minister was weighing in on it and saying that it just did not look good.
Yes.
And he also spoke to the commissioner about it and so on. So, and the commissioner is waiting for a report.
Right. I think he said he wasn't fully briefed on exactly what had happened. And as always, these videos don't really start at the very beginning.
Exactly.
It's like you're going into a movie house, a theater, and the movie's already started. So you have to kind of figure out what happened.
Yes.
But boy, this is the thing, once you see it comes to police, in the execution of their duties, the police don't like you to resist them. And that's one thing that drives them up the wall.
Talk and all of that.
Yes, the police don't like that. So
but
whether
the law
or not
is very clear as it relates to resisting or not following protocol as to what the police did say to you to do. It's pretty clear, and some people can be very stubborn, or maybe fear as well could contribute to the way they may react. So that's something too. I'm not sure.
So the police generally, they have a problem handling that sort of situation where somebody is being rude and disrespectful to them and so on, because they know that at that point they're the authority. They're the ones that are in control, and here you are basically trying to either embarrass them or
be difficult
to handle, or for them to be able to control your reaction to their actions. The police normally have a problem with that. And I wonder, when they do their training, whether the training involves this sort of thing, those kinds of situations, how do you de-escalate? How do you, as a police officer, how do you maintain your composure and self-control, even in a situation like that, that what had happened there does not occur? Because it's a problem, and sometimes that thing ends up in people getting killed.
Yes.
There's a video I still have it on my phone. A guy the police was in Jamaica trying to apprehend this guy. His name was Andre. And he was giving the police a lot of problems. He held onto the door of the vehicle, put his arm around in the window area there, and giving the guys a lot of trouble, man. Even the person who's recording is telling him, Andre, cooperate with the police, let go, cooperate. And the guy's giving the police a set of problems. He refuses to go with the police. And you made a good point a while ago. Sometimes they're fearful.
Yeah.
They know that they did something wrong, and they're going to have to pay a price for it now.
They're not ready for the consequences, or maybe
that's right.
Maybe everything that they've heard that, some, even in the Caribbean, people are like, some men actually are like, oh, I'm a man, so if the police comes at me, you know how it's going to go down. So that already instills fear in them. So when put in a position where the police approaches and they have to comply, then for some there might be some resistance because of okay, I'm now in a situation, what do? I do not want to get in because they're going to beat me up. So we might not know necessarily what's happening. Some videos are clear that some people are just being very difficult or very disrespectful. And for others, I guess maybe fear could be a contributing factor as to why they may not want to go in a vehicle or why they may not want to be held. And for some individuals, you never know if they've had past trauma. So when a police comes to them now, then they react in a way that we really don't know.
I think
But
it's
still,
a really good point.
but
Really
still,
good point.
I do think that, hey, I mean, unto the officers out there doing the right thing, who treat people with respect, who de-escalate the situations rather than continue to provoking it, please know that we see you. We're not beating you down. But yeah, there are ways that I think these things should be handled, especially with the video that the minister commented on. It's like the man was a rag doll on the street. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
So I was saying, I was giving
question?
no, I was talking about this incident in Jamaica. So he gave the police a lot of problems, and they just got to the point where just got fed up.
Yeah.
They held him, they took him to the back of the vehicle, and they killed him.
Wow.
Yeah, they just shot him right there. They were just so frustrated with the guy.
But
but
that's not good.
no.
Exactly. So that's the point I'm making. I wonder when the police go through their training, whether it includes circumstances where this sort of thing happens, where somebody's being disrespectful to you, right? But remember, you're the authority, as I was making that very important point a while ago there, and the police don't like that at all. When you try to usurp their authority, they do not like that at all. Best you just humble yourself and chill, that kind of thing. So I wonder if their training includes dealing with such scenarios. Apparently not.
I'm sure
Probably
it
not.
does.
Not the
Probably
killing.
not.
Not the how should I put it? Not willful killing, but it's not in self-defense or fear for your life. If you're in fear, because there is a thing, if you fear that you could be in harm's way with a suspect or suspected criminal, then you use more force if you feel that your life is in danger. But I think the training perhaps says, one thing while you were asking and you were talking came to mind was this: by will or by force. I think it probably comes that way.
Now, the guy, sorry, go ahead.
Either you are willing for us to go with us, where we take you down, we handcuff you or whatever, peacefully, calm, or we will forcefully take you in.
The minister, as a former police officer himself, I'm talking about Jeremiah Nobbin, he used a phrase. He says that apparently that's what they teach them. It's like force with like force.
Okay.
Okay? But the guy spoke about in the video, he didn't really pose a threat to the police. He didn't. He was just resisting. And for the police to have gone that far, right, where they literally murdered the guy, that was clear. That was
That's
clear.
clear.
It shows that
Anyway.
there's a lack of training when it comes to those kinds of scenarios. Because here we are now in St. Lucia. Let's get back to the story that we're talking about. Somebody who says that, you said, Tony, from what you noted from the video, clearly that person didn't pose a threat to the police.
It didn't seem that way.
Yeah.
Honestly. It
At
didn't seem
least
that
at that point in time there.
Right.
And look at how they handle it.
way. Yeah.
Okay? So this is kind of manhandling kind of thing.
Yeah.
The man handled a little rough up, but it was, gosh, I have to give the police a little something. Andre, they never hit him. From the video, they never hit him. Bam, bam,
They
bam.
never
No,
hit
they
him.
never
He
hit him.
fell apparently, and they grabbed him.
Grabbed him, right.
But it's
Yeah.
how it was done.
Exactly. So we know that's not the proper way to deal with that kind of situation.
An individual. No.
Okay.
Boy, and, Andre, let me just say this. Sometimes, again, you mentioned it, the frustration that you get. You seen Miss, all I ask is let's just go down because of what you were doing. And then you make me, you put up so much resistance. One, I'm tired. Two, I'm a mess. My mind is all over the place. So, like I said, that's where maybe the force comes in. You're not by will, then let's do it by force, whatever it takes. We're dealing with human beings,
Yeah.
But we ask a lot of our police officers to serve and protect, us, also themselves as well. But in difficult situations, with that role comes a lot of responsibility. A
Yeah.
lot.
Yes,
A
it
lot.
does, it
Not
does.
responsibility, not power. Because they have to act responsible at all times. And sometimes it might come out like they somewhat feel entitled because I have that uniform. So, and you do see some police officers acting out in that, but they have a responsibility to serve and protect and to use that power that they have wisely.
Another thing, Keena and Andre, is that what us civilians sometimes look at. Andre, just because of there are people like that, and you probably know of some, just because you are wearing that police uniform, people don't like you.
That too.
Yes.
That too.
I'm glad to have both of you respond in the affirmative.
And also the question is, why do some people feel that way about the police? That's another very important question.
Good question.
I know for sure there's a particular lady who spoke with me one time, and she said she had gone to the police to make a complaint, and she said she was treated badly. She said all the male officers just gang up on her kind of thing, and she went to make a complaint, and she said, I will never go back to the police to make any kind of complaint. She can't stand them. She said, I hate, and she didn't like them at all. Just avoided. So sometimes there are reasons for people not liking the police
officers.
Sometimes, especially maybe males, especially they've had an encounter with the police already, and it was not a pleasant experience.
Right.
Yeah, but I must admit, in my little short life on this planet, I don't think I've ever had any kind of unsavory encounter with any police officer. I think most people,
no.
most people.
Most people don't.
Right. And for me, worst, I don't know, maybe the circles, Andrea, that I hang out. Andrea, I noticed I'm saying had a kind of police officer friends. I had a lot of them. Now these guys are, some of them retired and so on. And they're the younger ones there. Of course, I'm a little older myself too, so it most likely won't be friends. But I met, you meet police officers on a daily basis. They come around, they're doing their walking and so on, and you meet them and you chat with them and so on. The people cool, man. Fellas, they have this big up thing, fellas nice. You know what I mean? It's when you mess with them or you mess with the law, they have to take you in or they have to caution you or something.
Yes.
And sometimes that's what we don't like. The people, especially if they had gone. You know what I mean? If people trying to caution you, you are a menace to society right now. Can you just relax, chill? From there again, Andrew, talk. You give the people talk. They try to calm you. No hour, take you down.
But when you really think about it, right? Whether you're a police officer or ordinary civilian, I think we all expected to handle those kinds of situations in I won't say a professional manner, because you have ordinary citizens, we're not professionals. I think all of us are expected to use wisdom when dealing with any kind of situation. So whether you're a police officer or civilian, you're expected to be in control of your actions. Right? You think first before you act, kind of thing. Because when the police behave in that manner, now they have to go write up a report, explain their actions and so on. I remember a former police officer telling me that if a police officer happens to use his weapon, that he's supposed to explain. He has to explain his reason for using that. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal, right? So at the end of the day, we all have to exercise self-control. Even in circumstances like what we're talking about there.
I agree. I definitely agree.
And what I also hate is that there's always a short clip. What happened before that? So you forgot to the rest, or you edited part of it and decided to put that short clip out, right?
It's Andre kind of mentioned it. It's sometimes you realize, wait a second, something going on.
Something going on, and
you start the recording.
Oh, okay.
But Keena, you could be onto something there. You could be. What about what transpired before? Did you get it and you just edit it to where you want to show?
You wanted it to put it out there. But respecting and complying with police is very, very important for several reasons. It could de-escalate situations really, really quickly, and not only that, protect you and that police officer as well, and people around. We don't really think about it because sometimes a police officer comes to you. If he doesn't state, his name or go through the protocol, because there's protocol. Hey, I'm officer so-and-so, my badge number is this or whatever, or maybe there's an ID shoot or whatever. You ask politely, and they do. And if when they don't, I don't know what happens, but most police officers do. That's what they do. And there's certain things, maybe, I don't know why some people are very, very difficult. A police officer comes up to you, it's like I said, could be fear, but some people figure, you know what, I'm the man, I'm this, I'm the woman, that officer ain't gonna step up to me, I could step back up, and be very, very difficult, and then that situation escalates, and a lot of the times the police officers end up looking like,
the bad guys. I don't know if you're aware or if you were going to go there. Since you mentioned it, there were two other situations involving police officers, you know. Another one was caught on video as well.
You mean in recent events?
Like yesterday, day before, maybe on the weekend, Andre.
Oh.
One person, you can hear it's a female voice recording the police officers telling the driver, get out of the vehicle, and you know what I mean? Because they're going to charge him for whatever. He ain't getting out of that vehicle. All right?
Okay.
And he getting ready to put up his windows, and it looked as though the police officers were saying, listen, you get out of the vehicle. If you don't get out, we're going to charge you anyway, you know? And the woman is saying, what did he do? Nothing. He did that. You could hear the woman's voice saying that, and she might be the one doing the recording. And then one of the police officers reached into his vehicle and tried to pull out his keys. And more noise they make, man. Hey, yeah, you can't ride, you know? And then the police officer, one of them said, I tell you, just pull up right there, you know? So you're going to be charged anyway. And then the video ends.
So why didn't the person just comply?
That's the thing.
I haven't seen the video, but why
again,
didn't you just comply with what the police said?
Pull up.
I haven't seen the video.
Andrew, up to recently, I am telling you all that one yet. Up to recently, I was pulled up. Andrew, recently, I was pulled up by the police officers. Okay.
And the officer tried to reach into
his
the
vehicle
to do what exactly?
To take the keys out so that
he doesn't drive off.
Kind of
apparently.
like that, yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
how bad was it?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. So he tried to put up his window and all of that too. So that was one. Let me talk about the next one before.
So hold on, your situation. That was a regular check. What happened?
So I'm heading down by going to Wasco area from Lance Road. All right? And there's a no entry sign. But other people are ahead of me, so I ain't see the no entry sign. So I'm coming into the no entry sign. So a lady is stopping me. Stop. There's no entry. Don't enter there. So she's stopping me. And I'm already into the past the no entry sign.
And so you didn't see it?
I didn't see it. I lied. I didn't see that. Because there are people ahead of me going too.
You're a bit preoccupied or something.
The police officer got so frustrated. He told me, come.
And
so I think he's telling me, well, okay, you dare already. Ujala, okay. You're not kind of, come.
Okay, go ahead.
You'll pass. And then we pull up. Okay, he got mad. It's like, didn't you see there's a no entry sign? I said, officer, honestly, I ain't see it. Huh? I really didn't see it. And there were people in front of me and so on, you know. And he said to me, well, there was no entry sign and so on. That is way up. You know, how come you passed the ones that was way up? I'm like, no, if you notice, there were a few people ahead of me. You know, he said, well, okay. Then we spoke a little bit, and then he said, well, okay, but next time, you know, just be he was so nice. You know, be cautious, look for the signs, you know, and otherwise, you know, you'll be in trouble with the law. He just said, okay, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? He was really, really nice. All right? Right?
Yeah.
Now, the other one with the police. Andrea up to last night in the news. So you're hearing this lady's voice, and she's saying that people come knocking on her door. Police, open. Police, open. She says she refused to open. You know, she refused to open because there are people who has posed as police officers and has killed the people. Remember the situation, right? Yeah. Has killed people. So she said she ain't opening. And she said the amount of noise they were making, and strange, she said they never really identified. All they were saying was police, open up, but not police officers, so on. I don't know if they...
That happened here?
Yes, here. And they did not say what the reason for them coming as police officers. They didn't have a warrant, nothing like that. That's what she was saying.
And she never opened. So what happened? They left?
I don't remember the rest of it. Yeah, but I don't think they left because they were there too, you know. But I honestly don't remember because again I got distracted at that time of the part of the news that said that. But you could only hear the voice like she was on a phone talking about it.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Sheesh.
And she recorded the noise though, and her voice saying, you know, I don't know, you're a police officer, I don't know, I'm not opening my, you know what I mean? So she recorded it. Make sure she recorded it.
Do you think it would have made a difference if the officers had identified themselves?
That she would open?
Yeah, do you think, because, I mean, anybody can say anything, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know what I would do if police comes to my door. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, I know, but at 3 or whatever in the morning and knocking and be like, police is... I'll be terrified.
Yeah.
I think I would be as well.
I don't even think I'll be able to make it to the door. I don't even know what I'll do.
I have these windows, Andrea. I just open my curtain and I look.
Me, I ain't opening no curtains.
It must be really unsettling to go
Yes.
through that kind of experience where the police officer would come to your home or officers
Officers, yeah.
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I know, right?
Boy, that would freak me out.
That just
That would freak
the
me
hearing
out.
is terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need to drink a gallon of water.
And not only that, they have
Water.
guns and everything, and
Yeah.
you see them all.
Wow.
I wouldn't be able to. Mm-mm.
Yeah, one time, the police came to my home looking for somebody. Apparently got the wrong residence.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they came into the house there, making demands. You know that we know you have so and so inside there, and whatever. Boy, I was so pissed. I was
You were
so
pissed?
Yeah, because I know I didn't have, or there was the person that they were looking for was not in at my home.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave them some serious talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man. I gave them some
So
serious
you see, now
talk.
it explains it why some other person might be in a situation and the police comes and says, you know what, this person is there, and you know fully well, I don't know the person, I don't know what you're talking
Yeah, I
about.
don't know what you're talking
so
about.
you're giving that, you're responding in that manner because I have no idea what
I don't know what you talk.
what
I said, I don't know.
talking
What are you
about.
talking about?
Yeah.
This person is not here right now. Oh, we got information on the
Yes.
Oh,
that the person is
wow.
inside. I said, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that at my house?
So I gave them some talk, man. I said, leave my home, man. Yeah, leave my home. You have no right to be here. Besides, where's your search warrant?
So you see, now
But-
we
but that
have
was-
another view of what could
Yeah.
potentially happen between
Yeah.
officers and
I actually tell you, man, leave my home, man.
Okay.
Leave here, right? And they said, all right.
And they
Because
just left?
Yeah, because they realized that they were just wrong.
Okay.
They were wrong.
Okay.
Somebody must have been saying, "That's not your fault. We need to leave."
I think so. I think so. Or maybe they recognize my
yes,
voice.
they have.
Yes, Andrea and Keena. Somebody said this. Tony, you left out one critical detail about the incident. The police officer threatened to shoot the individual in the vehicle.
What?
No need to omit the critical
Oh my
detail.
word!
I didn't.
So they think that you deliberately omitted
no,
that part.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't deliberately leave out anything. Yeah, I would never do that. Yeah, I would never leave that out.
So you didn't see that part?
I don't remember
Ooh.
hearing that part.
Okay,
where the
all right.
officer say, "I'll shoot you." I honestly don't remember hearing that part. If I did, I would have mentioned it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Alrighty.
a threat.
So let's move on. Let's move on.
Just before we move on, big shout out to Andre. We got a video from a lady in Morshe. Swish happened to have gone to Morshe at a shop, and the lady was tuned in to DBS television watching Hard Drive with yours truly, Andre Paul and Keena.
That was yesterday?
And her name is, yesterday. Her name is Mary. I hope I get it right. Mary, I hope so.
Good
Swish, I
morning,
hope
Mary.
so.
Good morning, Sush.
Yeah, Mary, would you? Yeah.
Well, he'll tell you again.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name, Keena?
Who?
The what did you just say there?
To me, Tony said Sush. what did he say? That's what I heard.
Swish.
Huh?
Swish.
Swish?
Exactly.
Oh, that's what you said. Swish. I heard Sush.
That's all right. That's all right. You didn't give him that nickname. Okay. Now, I really thought this Bannan's Bay issue had gone away with the squatters and so on.
Oh, it's
Seems
still a
as though
thing?
this thing is just action is
Oh,
just
my
beginning.
word.
This morning I'm reading that the opposition leader, Mr. Shasney, has suggested that the Bannan's Bay residents be awarded a house and land, right, package along with $1 million.
Let me move to Bannan's Bay,
in compensation.
To get $1 million.
I laughed at that. And I say, what? I want if the
He
opposition leader
said so?
was in power.
He did.
Yeah.
He did?
If he was in
Yeah.
power, would he give that kind of deal, man?
I doubt it.
That's a cool deal.
Yeah, that's super cool though.
I'm going to Keena, Andre. Let's
And let me move to
man.
Bannan's Bay. Let me go put up a little shack.
Let me squat.
Yes,
So if Tony, let's plan it. If the opposition wins the next elections, Tony will go and squat some place,
someplace, yes.
place that GPH
Right.
is interested in.
Well, you have to know that ahead of time, eh?
No, we'll find out. We'll find out where next they move into. And for the now opposition leader to compensate us.
Whoever
$1
that opposition leader is, then
million
$1 million. That's a lot of
$1
money,
million
though. Yeah.
with a house to
Yes, house and land.
House and land, $1 million.
Listen, we laughing at
That's
that. but
pocket change.
what?
That's for pocket change.
Change, million.
Yeah, that's kind of pocket change.
You're spending money, you know what I mean?
Gosh, boy.
Yeah.
Our politicians are something else, What? So as I said, I thought this thing was over already, but apparently it's not over.
No, it's not.
When the opposition grabs something, but they don't let it go like that.
They don't let it go. But it's never that simple when people are being moved and people are somewhat being displaced. You're moving lives. You're not only moving lives, you're moving, the people's emotion. Emotions can run deep during that time because you've been living there for quite some time and maybe you don't want to leave for some individuals, and for others they might take the offer, and that's where it gets difficult because you have one side saying this and another side saying something else. But it's really important that cooler heads prevail during that time, and that you go to the powers that be. I mean, whether it be your rep or whether it be I think Slasper is the one in doing what's necessary for the residents during this time. So go to them and have open conversations with them and take it to the next level.
Let me ask you something. A government's let me just first say, in the US, the richest country in the world, the most powerful country in the world, where they can make I heard about a bomb yesterday. They said that this thing can go deep down into the crevices of the earth because they want to get to the Iranian plants where they believe that they have these nuclear weapons and whatever, call them buster bombs. The weight of these things is like mind-boggling, tons, right? Yeah. Now you can make all those bombs and so on. You can take money, and I'm getting to something, huh? You can take your US dollars and give to Israel, I think how much is it? 3 point something billion every year, something like that. $3 or $6 billion every year give to Israel. You give into Egypt, you give into Jordan, you give into and I do not understand that. How could you be giving so much money to people who are not your people, and your own people do not have housing? The numbers are staggering in the US in terms of homeless people. Hundreds of thousands of homeless people in the richest country in the world. And you're telling me you have money to spend outside and giving people who are not even your friends to help and take care of them. I do not understand that about politics. I have a hard time wrapping my mind around that. So, getting back to St. Lucia now. How are you trying to tell me that we can have a situation where people have a need to squat, that they have no land, right? They have no residence. They just have to go and start something in some place. One person goes, all of a sudden others realize, hey,
not go take one Latin. I'm going to move in.
This is where the action is, Or maybe the first quarters calling them and say, hey, I found a nice spot there. Come and join. I mean, I'm asking, doesn't a government have the responsibility to ensure that, basic stuff like a home, why does it have to get to the point where, GPS now wants GPH, sorry, wants to purchase the property, to extend the thing, and for you now to realize you have a problem now. All the while these people are squatting, you did nothing, and I say I'm talking about governments before. I'm not talking about this current administration, right? You do nothing about it. You're quite aware because you are the MP. You go to those people when you're doing your rounds. You see them. You hear you know that these people are squatting. When you get into office, you're telling me you don't do anything about that, and you have to wait now until you have what has now happened at Banners. Not only Banners, this has been going on for quite a while. It's only when governments now want to use the land for development and so on, then they realize, we have a problem. Yes. So the same way you can find money, right, either to pay the people off or whatever, why don't you just help the people in the first place? What is so, let me ask you all something. What is so wrong with a government doing something like that? Are we encouraging, would we, the average citizen, see that as encouraging laziness?
Could be.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Because some people just don't have the means to provide for themselves. Some people just don't have a job. They may be trying to get a job and they haven't. Maybe they've fallen on hard times because of medical conditions and they can't. And they do have children, and you know what happens when that happens. So it's difficult for years. I don't see anything wrong in it. With it.
Andrew was asking, why?
What message? What message would the electorate get from a government who tries to reach out to avoid people squatting,
Right.
and build
That's what he
homes
was-
for them and
that's
so
what he
on,
was
give them basic stuff.
I think
Do
the
you think the
electric will
electorate?
welcome it. Yeah.
You sure what you're saying
man.
there?
Especially if individuals are going through hard times. And we've seen that happen. I mean, if you have the money and you just go somewhere squat, that's something else. But for individuals that are having difficulty, I think the electorate will welcome that. Yeah.
What do you think, Tony?
I think so.
Remember the way,
Because you're
we
giving back.
think. The
Mhm.
way we think.
Being of
Because
service to
People,
people.
people have this thing about, you have to work hard for what you want and this sort of thing. I work hard, and now you just come in and get in a house just so. People generally have a problem with those kinds of
Yes,
things. But
yes.
you're saying that's not again.
I think people will welcome it, especially so because you're giving, like I said, you're giving back. You're being of service to the people, so you're taking people out of poverty somewhat, and you're building them a home because a lot of people do want.
So,
you know,
I think what Andrea said is it's très difficile for you to just, okay, I'm busting my butt, working.
average person.
You know what I mean? And all of a
and,
sudden,
yeah.
because you are in a need, that they would just take you and give you house and land and everything, and it's like you live in land rent free and house free and everything free. You know what I mean? It's just difficult. C'est très difficile, as I
So-
started by saying.
on my end, I don't see anything wrong with it. I would vote for anyone doing it.
So
Yeah.
we'll get back to this in a second. How do you understand a government helping a foreign nation, right, with their poverty issues and will not help their own people?
That's
Explain that to me,
a
please, because I do
multi-million
not understand that.
dollar question,
that
Andrea.
one is deep, though.
Yes,
very,
because-
very deep. I don't understand.
Right. When you were asking it, I'm thinking, okay, I think, I'm just giving my an opinion here. I believe it's helping these nations so that you can become allies. I think you said there is no connection really, but I think they were allies
Yeah.
of the United States.
Okay,
They
all right.
If
are.
something comes
Right.
up, something happens. That's why the United States is so powerful, because they have a whole bunch of people who will support them in whatever it is. If somebody decides to attack the great United States of America, and you got other countries coming down on you. This is our friend. So that's my only thinking. That's why they would help. And Andre, Keena, they can help. You understand? As you rightly put it, I hear you. The richest country in the world. I can help, but they themselves are in debt too. We know all of that. But-
Exactly, and here you are continually helping some other nation, other nations,
Yeah,
plural,
yeah.
while your own people are suffering. That
Right.
makes no sense to me. That's like, say, for example, Tony and Keena.
I think I left out a critical piece.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. That with trade and everything as well, I'm helping you, and when you have stuff we trade and so on, and the good deals. For example, they protect the oil nations, the wealthy oil nations. You could probably name at least one for me, top of your head.
What, Iran? Iran is an oil exporter.
That
Venezuela is an oil exporter.
Venezuela as well.
No,
Saudi Arabia,
they
oil
see
exporter,
they see these countries as what they are,
as the enemy.
because of they're not a democratic society. They're not a democratic country. So because America is all about democracy.
No, Saudi Arabia is a king ruling that kingdom.
That's true.
That's how they operate.
Are they friends with the United
Yes,
States?
they are. Yes, they are.
They trade and everything. Okay, all right, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So, all right, but go ahead.
But let me give you the scenario. Okay, Blau is your friend.
Yeah.
Blau is your good friend, probably even best male friend of all, right? And Blau has a challenge, right? Maybe Blau wants to buy a car, for example, okay? And he really needs some help. And I have a problem. I'm your brother. I have a problem. Maybe I need surgery, for example. But Blau really needs that help. And Blau is your friend. So I think you know exactly where I'm going with that already.
Not really.
So we both need assistance. I'm your brother. Blau is your friend, your best friend. Who would you help? The answer is obvious, right? The answer is obvious. Yes, charity
like-
begins at home.
Right. That's like our mother asking me the question. I want to give my mother one back, You between your girlfriend and me, if one of us was
Yeah,
drowning, I'm a mama.
I heard that question so many times
I
already.
was so vexed. Which one of us was drowning? Which one you would save? First? You know?
You heard that so many times already?
The first time I heard it was from my brother.
that story, that question.
That's the
Yeah.
first time I'm hearing it.
You
Really?
serious?
I don't. And why would somebody say?
Why would you ask me
Why
that?
would you
know what I mean?
ask?
Because
anyone?
because to them it proves how much you love them.
Right.
Well, if it's that.
So let me ask you the question. We'll get back to what we're talking about here. Let me ask you the question. If your mother
You said first time you heard it, so
you're on a fancy boat or something, on a boat ride, boat develop engine problems, that's to sink, all right? And you have one little space left in the boat, maybe that you're on some raft or something that you're being saved, but there's room for one more person. And your mother said, help, help, help. Your boyfriend is saying, help, help, help. Who are you going to help?
Me, I'm going down. Whoever can go first, I'll try to help both of them.
What kind of answer is that?
you know what I mean?
What kind of answer is that?
I'll try to see if I can assist both of them.
No. You can only take one.
I don't know. That's a very difficult situation.
So you see why.
I wouldn't
Yes,
even
yes.
know what to do at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. I can't say I'll help mom or this or whatever. I don't know. I'm not in the situation yet.
I don't know if I could say the moral of the story is to find out. Listen, you got one mother, you can always get another boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah,
that's basically what
right,
they're trying to say.
exactly.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't know what I'll do in the situation.
But here's another one, Tony. I mean, if this is your wife,
Yeah.
this is your wife and your mother,
Mhm.
right? Your wife, especially if she's a good wife.
Same thing, you can get another wife. You know what I mean? You can get another wife.
You know the good book says the wife comes first, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the good
The wife
Oh,
comes
yeah,
first.
you forget the line.
Yeah.
A man shall leave. From that I say that you know already.
That's
leave
right.
his house,
Mother and father, and cling to his wife.
No, but you said there's one seat and only one seat for someone else. How about me saying, you know what, okay, mom and whoever, I'll try to help you both go on there.
And then you
go.
And I'm gonna die.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, sacrifice.
You know,
Yes,
I'll
that's cool.
sacrifice.
Going
You
to
know
Punta.
what? So I don't have to.
That's true. The late Kunta. Sacrifice. You have
So-
6. And you remember that?
Yes, of course. So Tony, I use that analogy to make the point that you have a foreign nation. You have no problem helping a foreign nation while your own people are hurting, right? People are homeless, people are hungry, and they're feeding another country just because you want friends.
I got you.
Tony, it makes no sense to me. It makes
But
no
Tony
sense.
said it right, you know. Everything he said is true. That's exactly why they're doing it.
Yeah,
It
man.
helps with their national security
Yeah,
as
I
well,
understand
amongst
that.
other things, economic benefits, so many other
Oh,
things.
yeah.
So would you do that if you're a leader? Would you do that? Would you take care of a foreign nation and leave your people and right underneath your very eyes, they're hurting? You would go and do that? I can tell you something, Tony. If I'm a leader, I can never do that. No way.
Mhm.
No way.
By
My
the-
people would come first.
Just inject something there quick. I remember the woman named Sandra, not Mary. Sandra. Sandra at
Oh, hi,
Morshi at the
Sandra.
shop. Hi, good morning.
But Andre,
Thanks
you're
for tuning in,
referring
man.
to
We
that
really
as
appreciate
it
it.
relates to what's happening with Iran and
No,
the United States
just in
support
general.
for- just general.
Just in general. Because,
I think they do give back
because
to
let me tell
people
you,
in
the US is not the only country that does that.
So many countries do.
They're not the only one who does that. America is not the only one who does
Yeah.
that. There have been situations in St. Lucia,
Yeah.
where a particular country is going for a rough time, and we give them money.
After
That's
a
happened here
hurricane or
already.
something of
That
that
happens
sort,
in
yes,
Lucia.
it has happened.
And then you have people who are
Yeah.
squatting.
Support or
Yes.
something.
That makes
Exactly.
sense. That makes sense.
No, but there's situations where help is needed, Andre.
I don't say no.
Yeah.
I'm saying you have your own people who are suffering, who are hurting. Does it make sense? You tell me. Does it make sense to help a foreigner and your own people are homeless? That makes sense.
It's difficult. Honestly, it's a really,
difficult
really
to
difficult.
to really
No.
get to
I
what
told you a
you're
while
trying
ago,
to say,
if
but
I were
because
the-
there are reasons that it happens.
If I were the one, right, who I have a need,
Mhm.
and your best friend who's been there for you has a need as well, you would choose me, Tony.
Right.
I would do the same thing for you.
Exactly.
Exactly. That makes that's common sense.
So it's probably different because.
Why is it different?
No, but
So,
I
okay.
think that
I get what you're saying because it started off with the squatting of people and helping them get homes and so on. I get that. That's what you're referring to. You're referring to the people, I think you said thousands of people in the United States. are
Hundreds of
homeless.
thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of people are homeless. What are you saying? The government should just say, okay, we'll get homes for these people and put them in homes.
Why not?
I'm not sure.
You can take $6 billion a year to give to Israel
Yeah.
every year. they get that kind of money.
Yeah.
Israel is one of the happiest countries in the world on the index. They're number 6 in the world, and America is all the way down, all the way down. You're treating a foreign country better than your own people. That makes sense. That's the richest country in the world. At least in which I can forgive you. But you're rich. You're filthy rich. You have money to throw, to burn. Okay? You can make bombs and just give bombs to people. Go and bomb people. Kill them here. Kill them there.
Andre, that's another thing I don't understand, you know. If America has all this money, America is in debt as well, just as bad as all the other countries, you know. How they can have so much money to give you in debt?
Well, they
Make me
print,
understand that.
Certain things
they
happen.
print money. Don't
But
forget
I,
that.
like I wanted to add to what
print
Andre
more.
was saying,
So,
Andre, because
so you
there are
print and you
different
pay your
ways.
debts?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. Just
So
print.
no, you
but there's a
print and
problem
you
with
pay your
that.
debts.
There's a problem with that.
What?
Inflation.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's also control. My understanding of it is control. You can't just print money just to, you know, there's control. That's my understanding of it. You understand? Like, let's just say England have their own money, because England just keep their pound there and go with the euros, and they can just print money and just say, well, all right, we have money, we load it. But I understand there's control.
There's
no.
control of that.
There's inflation.
Yeah.
There's inflation. More money you have in circulation, higher prices go. That's all. So they have to be very, very careful with that. So you're going to say something, Keena, a while ago?
No, but there are different mechanisms to handle different problems internally and externally. And to add to what you're saying about maybe the U.S. providing foreign aid and not taking, because with the United States, you will have foreign aid that will be handled overall by the state, and you have domestic issues being handled by maybe the local government and so on, for them to deal with that happening in country. So that's two different sides to it. That's what I'm saying. Don't understand?
I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it is still your people. Whether it's handled as your point is that it's handled on a state level. That's what you're saying, all right?
Yeah.
Right. So when that certain state has an emergency, okay, they hit by Hurricane Katrina, who do you think they're asking for? Who do you think helps them?
That's when the foreign aspect, the foreign aid comes into
No.
play.
The central government.
Which would be the international program, state department, and so on, local government.
Right. So they get the money to assist you. They get the money to assist you because you're having a crisis. So you have a crisis every day in your midst, and you can ignore that and help other people. That just makes no sense to me. I remember many years ago, I had the pleasure of meeting the Chinese, because at that time I think we had diplomatic relations with China, and I had the distinct pleasure of speaking with the ambassador, and I said to him, you giving St. Lucia assistance, how could that be possible when your own people are going through poverty? How come? He said to me, you know, you are right, and we're aware of that, and we're working on that, and they have been working on it. I can tell you that. China, man, they were able to reduce the poverty rate there in their country, I mean, by leaps and bounds. Okay, so they're aware of it. Now, that's cool. But don't tell me you know what's going on, and you can be liming all over the place. And I'm not talking about America. Look, right here in St. Lucia, too. I'm saying, why should people be squatting, people living under those dire conditions? And we're aware of it. And we have MPs who make the rounds when they're canvassing for elections and so on. And you're telling me you can just move on and just forget that problem until something arises, and then now you have to deal with it now. And this has become a political football now with the incumbent, and look now the opposition is all over that. Mm-hmm. And when the opposition was there, they did their share as well. Okay, they did their share when they were there. But here they are now criticizing what's happening there with the current administration.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So anything important there?
No.
I thought she was passing something important.
Yeah, I was just letting him know, asking him for the phone, because I got logged out of it.
Okay. Now, some good news. The Ministry of Health, I think they're working to have 24-hour health care at the Grosley Polyclinic. So that's good news, right?
Very good news, yeah.
24-hour.
Oh my God, that's
health
great
care.
news, actually. Yeah, man.
So next time I go there, I have to go like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah,
so
man.
Why 3 o'clock in the morning, though?
Just to test the waters. Test the waters. Yeah.
Well, you hope an ailment, something
Because
happens to you at 3 o'clock in the morning. Though.
I think they open until around midnight.
Around midnight,
right?
Yeah,
and I told you what happened to me the other day, right? I went there to have my blood pressure checked, and this nurse was just leaving at that time there, And
Polyclinic, you said,
yeah, the Grocery Polyclinic.
Really?
Yeah,
Where do you think I was talking to? Yeah, around midnight. Yeah, around midnight.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they were open. They were open. I went there like minutes to 11, somewhere around there. I was there. So when I got there, the nurse was just leaving. And I said, can I get my blood pressure taken, please?
What?
Ah,
That's what she did?
yeah. She just left.
No. That's what she did?
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah.
What time was it, Andre?
Minutes to
Minutes to 11, somewhere around there.
And supposedly this is closed at 12.
Yeah, around midnight.
Yeah.
And there was a foreign nurse, a Cuban. She was standing right there, right? And she said, I'll do it for you.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it
at
for
least
you.
got, but still.
Yeah.
What?
No, that's
Maybe
the thing,
she
you know.
ended her shift. That was the end of her shift.
Probably
She was
so,
going home.
but
probably so.
But
but the
still, her
attitude.
attitude,
That's right.
the way she
Exactly.
responded.
She should just said to me, Mr. Paul, in fact, she doesn't have to know me.
Right.
Sir, excuse me, I've had a long, rough day. I'm so sorry.
But this person
I have
will.
I have an
yeah.
emergency. My son is not well or something. But she just this she didn't even make any eye contact or anything. There's no eye contact.
What she did?
That's what she did. Like, seriously. Maybe Kat got her tongue at that point. She couldn't say anything. It's like, she was maybe trying to say something and nothing came out.
I think she had a rough day, maybe. Probably a rough day. Yeah, but again, just like we're talking about the police, we must always try to be in control of the situation. Just say, I'm sorry, I've had a long, rough day. My belly's hurting me. My period just came. I mean, anything. You know?
Bluff me. We didn't even go there today.
Yeah, bluff me.
I
You know?
am still.
My period just came. We didn't even go there, and I wanted to go there. You know, the program last night. One Andrew, that was special. That was just so special.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. The doctor, I think Dr. Charles.
Yeah.
She explained everything simple, layman terms. Yeah, I got it.
Really special. Man.
Yeah, menopause.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope now when they do organize the 24-hour service that they will have a nurse taking over from midnight. So when I go the next time,
yeah, most likely.
You wouldn't
no
have
problem.
to deal with You wouldn't.
So it has been a good one, you know, the Grocery Polyclinic. Honestly, I've been there a couple of times, and I thought, like, wow, okay, yeah, not bad
That
at all.
also signals a good investment in our healthcare.
Yes,
I agree.
I love
yes,
that.
I agree.
I really, I welcome it. Yeah.
But you know, I'm not the only one. A lot of St. Lucians have issues with these healthcare facilities.
Yeah.
You hear the stories all the time. Even people who formerly, like, you know, you have an ex-nurse, you're not giving you the stories. Because obviously the current nurses don't even know who that person is. And they give them a rough time.
rough time as well.
It happens. People who are pregnant get a rough time. I mean, they just, some people just they're not trained, and they just have a job. But before we end, Tony, just quickly, the topic last night about menopause. And I think the doctor explained it very simply. She said that menopause is the period of time, interesting word, period of time,
Yes, period of time.
where your period has basically stopped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? And I think they say between, about a year? If you haven't seen your period in about a year's time, then you're going through menopause.
What age does it start?
Is it 40s?
45 plus and so on.
Although she said it does happen a little earlier
I'll
sometimes.
welcome that any day.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
No.
but I don't know about what happens during that time.
Yeah,
But I'll welcome not having a monthly cycle.
And I
any
asked her that question.
If you didn't mention it, I was going to
I
mention
asked her
it.
that question.
Yes,
Why
go ahead.
ladies seem to be embracing this thing so much?
Right.
And she tried to explain that it's the period, the thing, dealing with that on
Dealing
a
with that
monthly basis.
Oh my gosh.
Or
Every month.
The issues that come with
Sometimes
it.
the pain.
She mentioned all
There's
of that.
so many things that come with having a monthly cycle.
Mood swings.
Mood swings. She
There's
mentioned
so
all-
many.
she
Let me
mentioned
tell
all
you.
of it, yeah.
Days
For the
off from
women
work.
out there, for the women out there who have monthly cycles and don't have pain, I admire you. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She said
And,
it.
But
and
for
some people
of
like that.
us,
Yeah.
the mood swings,
Pain,
irritation, the heavy bleeding,
Yes.
headaches.
And some women have light bleeding, you know, light, very light.
Very,
Yeah,
very
some
light.
go 2-3 days period.
Some
she
go
mentioned that
7
last night.
days.
Some go 7 to
Some
9 to
goes,
10 days.
Some just a day and a half or a day.
Yes, yes.
But she spoke about the downside. That's true. You get a break. And she said a lot of women are just happy to go through that that period, right? But she said, there's a but. She said apparently those hormones, right, which produce the period and so on, also control other things.
Like your mood and other stuff.
Right.
Right.
Those hormones that control your ability to procreate and so on, right?
Yeah.
Those hormones begin to diminish. and they're responsible now for controlling so many other facets of your life, right? So when you have a diminished supply of these hormones now, that is where the ladies now have problems, to the point where she said a lot of them have the libido almost zero.
That's right.
That's one of the downsides. I see you getting serious now.
Not too serious, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you may be happy, no period, you have to deal with that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the libido, she spoke about dryness, she spoke about the condition of the vagina itself, what's going on, what changes in the vagina. Boy, I like, what?
Yeah.
It's complicated. Let's just say that. Let's use that word.
So, one day you'll get your wish.
Yeah, and I hope I deal with it gracefully.
Yeah. But it was well explained. I mean, it was a great job. I must admit, she did the doctor. She was very, very good.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she looks like a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
You look at her; she's very slim and everything.
When I heard,
And she's almost 50. She's almost 50.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
When I heard the voice, I heard the talk. I'm like, no, I gotta go to Facebook to see who that is. But I've seen her before.
Oh, you have?
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I have.
All right,
I've seen her.
She spoke very well.
Yes,
Very well.
Indeed.
Yeah, she's a gynecologist.
Yes.
Oh, great.
And she was recommending that when you're going through that phase now, to go see a professional
Professional.
who can help you, because she says there's medication now that can help.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Okay.
Great,
so
great.
let's get into the shout outs.
Yes, I guess it starts with me because
You're doing
I
both
have
today.
to. Yeah, I have to
Yeah,
because
he'll do both
Keena,
today.
because of the reconfiguring.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's what she was sending. So I have to take care of it. The true story of Corpus Christi, discover the origin and meaning. Tomorrow is Corpus Christi, Andre. Tomorrow is the holiday, Keena. Enjoy. So happy
you.
Corpus Christi,
Happy
everybody.
Corpus Christi, everybody.
Right. So Kingsley, thank you very much, which is Kingsley St. Hill. Inch, we call him. This one reads, good morning, Andre, Tony, and Keena. It doesn't matter where the movie started. This is not the way you handle... Did man say movie? This is not the way you handle...
He's right. He's
referring
right.
to
He's right.
the,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The video?
The videos.
Okay. This is not the way you handle a civilian. This video is just gross misconduct by the police. This is what this individual said. Thank you for sharing. Good morning, Andre. In the case of Banan situation and the call for $1 million for the folks who are being displaced, precedence has been set. This is what Marjorie received. I forgot that part too. Yes. This is what Marjorie received for relocation from lands on which she was squatting. What's good for the geese is good for the gander.
But remember, that's a different situation, and that's
That
one
is what-
individual.
That
That's
is
one.
that is what others were saying when that came up about Marjorie being, well, the opposition leader did say that in his comments about the $1 million. He did say that it was also given to Marjorie.
Yeah, but as I said, that's a different situation.
You want to explain that?
That's one person, Tony. So one person. You're talking about how many people in the Banans area. That's a totally different situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand where the opposition leader is coming from. What is it? Whatever is that?
Membaton qui bat chien,
Chien blanc,
or
whatever. I don't know
something like
the saying.
Well,
Exactly.
I think our partners put it there well too. You know, what's good for the goose is
Good for the gander.
for the gander.
Yeah.
All right, he says, this person says, trust me, that menopause thing not easy. The only good thing is my sex drive is very high.
Oh yes, the doctor did mention that. For some people, some females, it gets even higher.
Yes. And strange enough, this one kind
I
of...
wish you all the best.
Wait, Andre.
Yes,
I'll be just fine, I think.
This listener says Dr. Lucilla, that's her name, Dr. Lucilla Charles, is the best GYN. She did my C-section perfectly, no pains, and I recovered the next day up and about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. All right. I know of other people who did as well. All right. This one reads, it came in just not too long ago. Let me see where do I begin? It's quite a bit. Hello. Luckily, we have some time because there are not a lot of... No, really? That's like a whole book, man. All right. Blessed morning, everyone. Right here in St. Lucia. Some are very selfish. Yes, man, you are correct. Some police use this, okay, so it's serious. Use this excuse that there are no problems of residence, and they say that someone is resisting arrest. Some are evil. This has a lot to do with some of the things that are happening. Some grow up with revenge. Some of them hide behind the police law. That's why I like when some of the reporters ask these tough questions. They don't sugarcoat. Yes, nice, but there are those who hide behind the law. They were just giving the person time to live wherever they were, wrong residence, but yet still people are suffering. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Mr. Andre, rain wetting me, ja. Mr. Andre, I was asked if I voted for the representative in the last election. Ja, Lord, laziness, la 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 la. Okay, I'm trying to see if this is no sense. Sister Andre is happening right here in St. Lucia. Some lady called me from a particular. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. All right. Sorry about that. In fact, that was the last one, right? Okay. So now we go to the Facebook page and we check out those who checked us out on the Facebook page, and we welcome you and we say good morning to you. Sharon Peter, these days, boy, you're mad. Nobody beating you. She says, greeting from South Jersey.
Good morning, Sharon.
Morning, Sharon. Hope all is well with you.
Yes, sir. Followed by Paya Snappy Yeman, who says good morning.
Morning, Payas.
Good morning.
Payasin.
You only payasin.
You payasin. Our grandfather used to say that,
Yes,
you know.
that's
You
right.
that's it, that way of saying you're forming the fool. You payasin.
All right. So Lucita Jean-Pierre says, good morning, Andre, Tony, Paul, and beautiful Keena. Happy Wednesday.
Good
Thank
morning,
you, Lucita.
Thank you.
Barbara Xavier says, good morning to all of you. Have a great day and blessed love.
Have a
Paul.
great day as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Paul St. Rose is finally back at it.
Hey, welcome back, Paul.
welcome back, Paul.
Haven't heard from you in a little while.
That's right. He's, you know, Andrew, he played cricket for a club here in St. Lucia. He played for St. Lucia. Probably Windward Islands. I'm not 100% certain. So he's a huge cricket fan. All right. So he's living in Calgary, I think, Canada now. And you remember the Indian Premier League? That was on for a while? Right. Paul was caught up with that. So that's why he was not with us.
Oh, wow.
Wait.
What? Yeah, because the cricket starts at 10 o'clock. Imagine that. 10 o'clock when we start our hard drive.
Passion, boy. Passion for the cricket.
What? Yeah, man. So Paul is back. Paul, welcome back. All right. So Lucita, you and Jerome, I might as well keep that one, man. You know what I mean? Lucita Jean-Pierre says, good morning, everyone on Live Radio Garden. Share the link. Special bonjour to Pato D. Francis. Does she say Pato? Pato, P-A-T-O, Pato D. Francis. Yeah. Obeus, happy Wednesday. I wonder why she put the Pato in there.
Pato?
P-A-T-O. To Pato D. Francis. Maybe it's a name that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
something
like,
between them.
Right. All right, Cecilia St. Marie Peter. Hi, Cecilia. Good morning. She says, good morning, everyone. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Now, Lucita came right back and says, special good morning to Jerome. There you go. Jerome Paul, better known as Ray Charles of St. Lucia, my partner in shades.
The sunglasses.
I tell you, she's funny. I like Lucita. You gotta like Lucita, man. Yes, sir. All right. Joan Shallery says, good morning, Andre, Tony, Keena, and everyone listening. Blessings on a Wednesday morning with a lot of your lips there.
Kisses?
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
Wait.
Rapid fire.
Yeah,
How many
man.
did she say?
I hope the boyfriend gets all of that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he gets more?
Yes. All right. So, Lauren Jules, good morning. Lauren Jules says a blessed day morning to everyone.
Good morning, Lauren.
And the queen of media, the very beautiful and joyful Keena.
Keena.
C. That's
The
right.
queen of media.
Queen
Wait.
of media,
Is how Andre said that.
Keena C. Lauren Jules continues. A God-blessed afternoon to Andre. Afternoon already, would you?
Wait.
Tony and the rest of the crew, staff, engineers at Rev-Up St. Lucia. You all guys are doing a great job. That's from Lauren Jules.
Thank you, Lauren.
In St. Lucia?
I suppose. Lauren is in St. Lucia?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she said afternoon.
All right.
Mm.
Lorne is a
Thank you very much.
girl?
Thank you very much.
guy?
Lorne Jules.
A guy?
Lorne, a guy.
Okay. All right. It's a guy.
I remember the last time.
Josie Louis says, good morning, Andrea, Tony, and beautiful Keena. Wishing you
morning,
a very
Josie.
blessed and productive Wednesday. Thank you, Josie.
You as well.
All right. Lauren Jules came right back and says, is St. Lucia ready and being prepared for a nuclear fallout? The world is close to World War III.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Josie Louis came right back and says, happy Wednesday, Rev-Up family,
Happy Wednesday, Josie.
wherever you are.
Thank you.
Drama Queen Augustine, good morning, Drama Queen. She says, good morning, Rev-Up family, watching y'all on my television. Andre, you're looking younger and younger.
Thank you very much, Drama Queen.
Yes, sir. So,
Send kisses, Andre, no man. I wasn't ready. Hey, I got dizzy.
big fun. Big fun.
Rapid fire, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Right.
Oh, my gosh.
So, Drama Queen, you got it. She says she's watching on television, so I suppose DBS is with us this morning.
Good
Okay.
morning, Linda, and the guys over at DVS, Tristan as well, Juanita,
yes.
and everyone else. Mwah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on from Drama Queen, John Flavian says, Andre, that's the most difficult part of the job. Maybe talking about the politics part, and you have to probably care for people and
Before
try to
your
take
own.
care of your people. Exactly.
To me, it's not difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, you'll be
very
the
simple.
next Prime Minister of
Very
St.
simple.
Lucia.
Very simple. My
And you'll
people.
do exactly what
Yeah,
you
my
said.
people come first. End of story. End of story. Hey, imagine how my family would feel to see I have little Nairobi there. Nairobi has a problem. Nairobi has a need. I'm saying, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I have to take care of Keena.
How is me?
I have to give Keena $3,600 every month. Every month. Right? When you look at it like that, you see that makes sense?
Yeah. I get you. I get you. It doesn't sound too well now.
Yeah. All right. So, next person in line, Kingsley Armstrong says, Tony, it ached me when I saw this video. The gentleman looked feeble and helpless. He certainly was not or no threat to the police. This should have been handled in a more humane manner.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the cause, it just did not look good. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly.
It did
Yeah,
not look
The optics.
that-
The optics.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Kingsley.
Thanks, Kingsley.
All right. Pearl Food Baby Henry says happy midweek to all in the chat room and the Rev-Up St. Lucia family. Good morning and blessed Wednesday. Thank you so much, Pearl Food Baby Henry.
Hi, Pearl.
Followed by Martha's Shop. Martha
Martha.
says good morning and bonjour, Mr. Andre, Mr. Tony, and the lovely Keena.
Good morning.
Enjoy the holiday tomorrow. Blessed, wonderful day, everyone.
One second,
you,
Tony.
Martha.
Please
One
stay
second. Huh?
safe.
Those buster bombs weigh 30,000 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, 30,000 pounds.
Okay.
About 20 feet long.
What?
Yeah, and that can go like 200 feet deep.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Imagine that. No matter, you can't hide.
Yeah.
It will get you, man.
I guess when Trump sends that bomb to that Iranian...
Yeah, to Iran. They're considering it actually.
Yep.
30,000 pounds.
Yes.
And I'll get the number of homeless. Let me check it out. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Okay. Kingsley Armstrong came right back and said this. I always look forward to the discourse among the team. Each person has their style. You all compliment each other.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Kingsley.
Thank you very much.
I like that,
Appreciate it.
Kingsley. That
Yeah,
that
thank
plays a
you.
huge role for me because I feel the same way. All right. Al Anderson. Al says, if you watch the video properly, the police did it. The guy when he pushed him in the vehicle.
Million?
Al, you probably left out a little something there. Let me just read that again, Andrew, and then I think you have the numbers for us.
If I have
Yes,
it.
the
All
numbers.
right, he says, if you watch the video properly, the police did it. The guy when he pushed him in the vehicle. Something
did
is
what?
missing there. They did it to the guy, but he didn't say exactly what it. He did
Read
it
that again?
The guy. If you watch the video properly, the police did it. The guy when he
Did
pushed
it?
him. Yeah, did it. Or maybe he said hit. Maybe he said hit. Maybe he wanted to say
Did
hit.
he hit? Most likely.
Yeah,
yes.
maybe did hit the guy when he pushed him in the vehicle.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Me too.
Maybe I just kind of
Mhm.
clicked off
Okay.
and I didn't continue. But I'll go back and check.
Mhm. Ready? Andy?
Yeah, the number of homeless people in the United States, the richest country in the world. 771,480. I'm sure it's probably more than that. 771,000. So let's say it's over 700,000 people homeless in America.
Right.
That's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
I was when you were going to drop the amount, Andre. I was going to say, but we say, "I'm a weak for Andre." He can, but then I tell myself it must be this. He probably cares so much.
He might probably, yeah.
You care about America so much,
No.
that,
No, I want them to be fair. Yeah. To
Well,
be
at
fair.
least you're being fair by answering and saying no. I just want them to be fair.
You don't love America.
No. Let me change that.
I
Let me
think you
change
should
that.
rephrase.
Let me change that. The government.
Okay.
You
the
mean
government.
the government?
Yeah.
Current administration?
Yeah. Well, to some degree, the last one as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So and there was
I really hope our governments will never get to that point where they can do those kinds of things to innocent people who are
And they will
vulnerable.
never.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
we're
we're
not
not
that
like
way.
that.
Yeah, we're not that way. We're not
never.
brought up like that.
Nah.
Yeah, we're not that way
Yeah.
at all. I really hope so, because at some point we're going to be off the scene. I will die, Tony will die, this generation will go. The question is whether the next generation are going to
I
be.
don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay, all right. I hope you're right.
I'm putting it out there. I don't think so.
All right, so we're moving along with John Flavian. John Flavian says, it is one thing to be trained to do certain things and another to do it when reality sets in. You
That's
understand?
true.
Yeah. Okay.
And we did see that.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
Thank you, John.
Septima Joseph just checked in and says, good morning,
Good morning.
Septima. Catherine McPhee, hi, Catherine. Good morning to
How's
you.
Elsie?
Folks, let me apologize again. The construction or refurbishment continues.
Boy, oh boy. And yesterday they said to me, case closed, that's it.
Are you
So-
serious?
Uh-huh.
The guys were
I
there
think
early
so.
this morning.
Early this morning already?
Yeah.
Why? All right, so Catherine, good morning. She says, Andre, Tony, and Keena, blessings. Thank you,
Blessings,
Catherine.
Catherine.
As always, give Mark, your husband, a big shout out for us.
Yes.
Kingsley Armstrong came right back and he says, Tony and Keena, I agree that the video never showed him hitting the guy. But what was visible, their actions could be more hurtful to the guy.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true too. Well said, Kingsley. I mean, that's cool. I never really saw the hitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Sammy Antoine. Hi, Sammy. Sammy says there have been numerous complaints recently, and I appreciate that the minister has addressed the matter in a firm and appropriate tone,
Yeah.
regardless of the circumstances. Unless there is a clear threat to their safety, police officers must exercise restraint and professionalism in how they interact with the public, especially since they have sworn to protect and serve. Too often we make excuses to appease for whatever the reason.
I agree.
Manhandling is simply that, not no sugarcoating.
Yeah, he didn't sugarcoat it. I appreciate his tone as well.
That's true.
Yeah, he didn't make excuses. He came out and he said what he had to say, and I agree with him.
Right. Janella McQueen, I read what you said, that I left out the critical part already, but for the benefit of maybe listeners joining us a little late, let me go through it quickly, and since we have a little bit of time. She says, Tony, you left out one critical detail about the incident. The police officer threatened to shoot the individual in the vehicle. No need to omit the critical detail.
That's the other video.
Yes, you remember that one? Where,
Yes,
I
you
did
said
not.
about.
Right, I'm going to look at it. Maybe as soon as we're done,
Someone
I'm going
sent
to
it
look
to
at it.
me earlier.
They sent it to you as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't looked at it yet, but I'll check it out.
Right. And John Flavian also said, Tony, you're missing parts of the video.
Oh.
I'll go with it.
So Janella McQueen says, irresponsible in my opinion. All right. Josie Stevens says, that's not correct. One of the police officers said, I will shoot you if you drive off.
That's a threat. That should have never been said.
I agree.
Never.
No, that should have never
No,
been
no,
said.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Oh, so that's Andrew. Maybe that's what it is right there. Maybe the guy was like, okay, here, stopping, whatever, and maybe the police officer said, boy, if you don't stop, I'll shoot you. Maybe that's what was said, but I'll check it out again for sure. Barbara Augustin says, my favorite people, good morning. Always a pleasure listening to Rev-Up family members in the chat room. Hello.
Thank you.
Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara.
Melanie Dastang, pleasant morning to everyone. Christine Shalry, blessed Wednesday to you all. Carmen Salapan.
Whoa.
Good morning,
Whoa.
Carmen.
Morning, Carmen. Haven't heard from you in a little while. We hope all is well with you and your family. It's always a pleasure hearing from you, Carmen. I'm looking forward to seeing you in St. Lucia one day.
Right. So Carmen says this. Good morning, Tony, Andre, and Madame.
Good morning.
Hello, guys. Hello, St. Lucia. Blessed Wednesday, Rev-Up family. Proud here as one of your listeners and followers. Keep safe, guys. Arriba. Yeah.
Well, folks, just in case you didn't know this lady who has been in touch with us for quite a while right now, and we really do appreciate that. I think, Tony, we got hooked up with her through Luther. Right. She lives in the Philippines. Yeah, so that's huge, man.
Big time.
Yeah, that's huge.
Big time, yeah. All right, so Nadia Gabriel followed, and Nadia says, blessings to all the Rev-Up family. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you, Nadia.
Then, of course, D. Francis Obeis came in and said, good morning.
Good morning
To all.
Morning, D. Francis.
Yes, C-A-R-O, Carola, C-A-R-O-L-A. That's the first, I suppose. Carola St. Oma says, good morning to all. Carola, if you have the time, you can quickly tell us where you are listening from. We'd appreciate that. Carola or Carola. All right, so that's a first, no doubt about that. Roma Edmond. Hi, Roma. Good morning.
Hello, Roma.
Roma says, I will go back to God's word. They will always have the poor in every country. For me, the reason is the rich need the poor. That's how the world run.
I wonder what they need us for.
The poor people?
The poor people.
So how you put yourself in that?
How?
Yeah, how is me?
So they could seem like they're always doing a good deed, that they're always helping out.
Yeah. She Chub, good morning. Andre, her name should be She Troublesome, not She Chub. She Chub. She Chub says, Chups, that Andre. And then she put again, Chups. Then,
She Chub, good morning.
Yeah. Then Francilia Gaston says, how much they gave Marjorie Andre, just asking for a friend.
How much?
How much they gave Marjorie? I maybe the same million. That's what that's what the former prime minister, the opposition leader, was saying. You know, maybe they gave her $1 million. So what's good for the goose, good for the gander.
I want $1 million.
But as I said, you're going to give each of the residents, right, $1 million.
Make it make sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Or we could use some money to create other projects in society as well. Maybe we have $1 million. Maybe we have 20 million somewhere.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Hiding somewhere.
Go somewhere. Go somewhere.
Now we have to deal with people like Tony now saying, go somewhere. Buy some.
Exactly. I mean, if the government were to ever do something like that, there'd be election next day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, man. Okay, so followed by Catherine McPhee, came right back and says, Andre, get a blood pressure monitor.
Yeah, I guess I could. It's more fun. I mean,
it's more fun going to the
polyclinic. It's almost like when you have a treadmill at your house.
Yeah,
you bother to use that.
Yeah.
You go to the gym.
Okay,
you go to the gym.
Okay,
I wonder what about having someone else check your blood pressure.
if you have the blood pressure monitor and you obviously have to do it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we get a correct
you
reading?
You do get a correct reading. There are ones that you could put around your wrist. You just press a button and it does it whatever.
You have that?
My mom does.
You have that?
No.
Oh, okay. How do you get your blood pressure check? You go doctor?
Me?
She probably doesn't know the last time she checked that.
I did recently, actually.
Keena,
well, actually, this month, just like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's always low. It's always normal. Always.
Serious?
Never had. No, never. Always normal.
Well, bravo to you.
Yes.
Bravo to you.
All right, so Nancy Graceland came and says, Andre, I will get you a blood pressure monitor.
Oh, good. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, on behalf of Andrew, thank you. You would have given it that number.
Let me tell you something. We've been promised so many things already.
Nancy Graceland, please, if you don't, I'll hold you to it, yes? Bring the man his blood pressure monitor and bring the one that he could put around his wrist, right? There, I said it.
That's the easy one.
It's easy.
All right. Peter Gillard says, Happy Wednesday. I know he meant it like that because he separated it. Happy Wednesday.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes, Peter. Thanks a lot, man. John Flavian says, good morning to Sharon Peter. All right. So John checking in on you there, Sharon. And our partner boy, our old friend Andre, Wade Williams.
Hey, you listening?
Yes.
Hey, brother Wade.
Wade put his politics in there. I am a true supporter of the UWLP.
Yeah, he doesn't
You
make
go,
joke about
Wade.
that, huh?
But Andrew, I thought Wade was UWP. All them years, I really thought Wade was a
I wonder
UWP.
why.
You know, with family and everything. You know what I mean? Relatives. We talk about Geraldine Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, people change allegiance.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But for a while, I really thought he was.
Yeah. So, Wade, man, hope all is well. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, right. Okay, so Lucita Jean-Pierre says, doctor in the house was interesting last night. That thing, menopause, is a pain in the bum. I can testify.
I asked the good doctor to do one on andropause. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh, okay. That'll be interesting.
So he's going to work on that.
Nice.
All right, 2 more to go. Elsa Hippolyte says, greetings to Mr. Paul, Mr. Paul Brothers. Okay, thank you. And Keena and all in the chat room. Have an awesome day. Thank you very much. And finally, Veronica Bryan says, good afternoon, to all on the live.
Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. Have yourself a really, really great day.
And also someone said sent me a WhatsApp message, Tony, and they said to wish Asia happy birthday. It's a friend of yours, her daughter's birthday today. She's 13. So
Asia is a teenager?
yeah.
Oh,
So she's happy birthday.
Happy
Asia.
13th birthday to Asia Nicholas.
Happy birthday.
Okay,
Lawrence.
Asia.
Well, I shouldn't put the Nicholas Lawrence there, but anyway, Asia Lawrence, because that's the family's last name. All right, she's celebrating her 13th birthday today. She attends the St. Joseph's Convent.
Happy birthday, Asia. And also Ethan Charles is celebrating his 13th birthday today. So happy birthday, Ethan. Mwah.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful names. Ethan, Asia.
Asia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful names.
Wow, Asia's birthday's today. How did that flew over my head just like that?
It happens.
Yeah, man. I remember when she was born and everything. I saw her take her first steps and all.
Oh.
So happy birthday from the family. Hopefully, as a teenager, we'll wet some digorge on. Digorge have to wet on that.
You want the gorge. The child tell you she want to wet the gorge.
How do you mean the gorge have to wet?
Bring some ice cream or something for the child. A book, no wet the gorge on that.
I agree.
So how you got that? How did you get that?
Someone sent me. I don't know. The person maybe knows you and knows them. I don't know. I'm just the messenger.
Okay.
Don't shoot me.
All right. Exit stage left.
Yeah, so let's stage left right now. Okay, so thank you, Tony.
Yes, and since I have
thank
the
you,
floor, I
Keena.
might as well say I'm on 6 o'clock this evening for Rev Up the Homegrown.
Yeah, and we're having some discussions as to the shows, because of the show's popularity.
Okay.
To shifting
Yes.
the day and time
Yes.
that this is actually broadcast.
Thank you so
Oh,
much
great.
for that.
Yeah, to reach a much wider audience.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ça très important.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
What's coming up for Keena?
Yes, Keena, what do you have coming up today?
Will Smith has broken his silence on the Oscars moment. That slap, we all know. So he's
all right.
finally broken his silence, so I'll touch on that. The Rev-Up St. Lucia News with Andre Paul at 1 p.m. One It Wonder at 12:15. Hit of the day at 12:45. The riddle of the day, 11:45. New Music Wednesdays is something I started off, so that's at 1:45 p.m. And not forgetting the Wellness Zone. Today's focus, Mind Matters, the link between mental health and your physical illness. Because a lot of the times you might be stressed out and it's showing up in physical symptoms like maybe headaches and so on. So that's the focus today with Dr. Lancico and so much more.
Did you hear the latest on Tyler Perry?
Oh, yeah.
Have you, Johnny? Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you? Okay.
He's
Oh, yeah,
being
man,
sued
Andre.
for
Andre.
$200 and something million.
260.
I'm so glad you bring it up. I wish we had more time to just
Yeah, man,
go into
like,
and
I'm
put
in
it straight
shock.
up. Tyler Perry Bullen.
Why?
I put it in straight. So I is.
Now, I've heard that, to be honest.
Oh,
with
you've
you.
heard it before?
I've heard that.
When you look at him,
But I didn't believe
the
it.
normal Tyler Perry, sorry to say, the normal Tyler Perry, not as Medea and all
but-
that, he looks.
No, but if he is or not, it's still his personal decision for whatever life he wants to live. However, the individual coming out and saying, and wanting so
Sexual
much,
assault and so on.
sexual
Yeah.
assault
Serious.
and so on,
Yeah, serious.
that's a serious allegation.
Very serious.
And,
he's denying it, huh? He's denying it.
As always,
Yeah, he's denying
obviously
it.
you have to deny whatever somebody says. I mean, you're within your right
No,
to.
you could just say, no, that's true.
Eh?
You know what I'm
You
saying?
think he's going? If it
Finish
did
that.
happen,
Finish
you
it
think
that.
he's going to say that's
Finish
true.
it that.
But there goes again another individual who's been in the spotlight for so long, and something of that magnitude coming out.
I think that's
in the
where.
heights of his career, like you.
Now we're not judging Tyler Perry, but we do know, right, based on past experience, even
my.
recent past, this thing about being rich, because he's a billionaire, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Tyler Perry is and bravo to him. But the thing about having money, it's that when you have those cravings, those desires, right, those vices that are there looking, they in all of us,
In all of us, yeah.
The money, having wealth brings it out.
Brings it out.
It brings it out because now you can play.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? You can be naughty because you're powerful and you're rich. And it's very tempting to use that power now to abuse and take advantage of someone who's less powerful than
And
you.
try to
It's
back them up into a corner
it's
to
a
remain
dangerous place
silent.
to be.
It's a
Yeah.
dangerous place. But
Yeah.
as with anything else, we've learned time and time again that someone might be silent for a very long time. And if there's any truth to it, at some point in time, it will come out. And when it does, everything comes crumbling.
So let's not judge the gentleman. It's just coming out and so on. So hey, maybe nothing happened, but we shall be following this particular story. One more thing. Guess how much? Guess how much? This guy, what's his name again from Jamaica? The dancehall artist, Vibes Cartel.
Vibes Cartel.
You know how much money was supposed to get paid for performing in Trinidad? Guess how
$1
much?
million, $1 million US.
1 point something million dollars US dollars. Is he?
That is something.
And he didn't show up.
What?
That is
Well, no, some issues.
Some issues, but
with
still,
it.
you got 900 and something thousand US. Show up.
No, deal is a deal, man. Yeah,
Deal is a deal.
Deal
You're
is a
just going to
deal.
walk away from the deal and then come say hello to your
And he
fans.
has his right to keep it,
He has his right to keep it.
Yeah,
but
because that's the down payment.
Yes.
your fans still, matter in that case.
Because remember, for him to have done that gig, he'd have to give up something else, where he could have been probably making more money.
Well,
Yeah, so that's the problem.
He walked away with more money without a performance.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but he probably lost. That's what I'm saying to you. Maybe he could have gotten another gig for a lot more, but he already committed himself to the $1.3 million. So,
Yeah, true.
yeah. But I'm just saying, look at that. Look at the amount of money a man can make just going there just to talk. Because they're not really singing,
Yes,
just talking.
Let me go and sing and try to make $1 million right there. I'll be the next dancehall star. What y'all say?
That's a lot of
Y'all
money.
in
boy.
heavy?
Yeah, I heard. I'm just with the noise just started off again.
You'll be my collaborator.
To do what
the
you
next
said?
dancehall song.
The next dancehall
So we'll be
song.
like Vibes Cartel.
Hey, why not? Yeah.
And Andrew, just quickly, I know the noise is starting back. Say hi to my mom. Somebody said that, Oreo and Miss Scott. And Andrew, tomorrow is Swish birthday. Spencer, Stanley
his name?
Spencer, Swish. Stanley Spencer, his sister Cynthia Spencer sends her love.
Oh, thank you very much, Cynthia. Nice to know that you're listening.
Definitely.
Yes, I haven't heard from her in a little while. Wonderful human being.
Oh yes, man. Wonderful. Lovely.
Okay,
lovely.
so we got to wrap it up. So up next, Keena. She'll be with you until 3 this afternoon. From 3 is going to be Zen the DJ until 6. And then Tony Paul will be here from 6 until 7 with Rev-Up the Homegrown. So thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. You can check me out, God willing, tomorrow morning, same time, 5 o'clock for Wake Up and Live. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
You said you wanted a station to rev up the nation. And we heard you. Rev Up St. Lucia, here for you. 97.1 FM, the Alpha of Radio.
Welcome to Dax, Castries, Grosley, and Rodney Bay. You want to wine and dine? I'll give you the facts. The best cuisine and entertainment is at Dax. Alex is our